Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're building an AI assistant, step by step, completely from scratch. And here's the kicker. You won't need to write a single line of code to do it.
Okay, let's just dive right in. Look, you've probably talked to a chatbot, right? They're great for answering questions, but what if an AI could actually do things for you? I'm talking about sending emails, digging through your files, or even surfing the web for you. Now that's a whole different ballgame.
And that, my friends, is exactly what an AI agent is. Honestly, the easiest way to wrap your head around it is to think of it like a digital employee. You give it a brain, you give it instructions, and it just goes and does the work.
So, at its very heart, an AI agent is all about action. It's built to do stuff. But how does it actually pull that off? Well, it all comes down to three, let's call them essential components, that make the whole thing work.
Okay, component number one, the brain. This is the big one, the most important piece of the puzzle. We're talking about a powerful large language model, like GPT-4, the tech behind ChatGPT. Think of it as the engine. It's what understands your language and, crucially, reasons about what to do next.
All right, next up, it's got to have a memory. Because without it, every single time you send a message, it's starting from zero. The slate is wiped clean. It'd be like talking to someone with the worst short-term memory ever. So memory is what gives it context and lets it actually remember what you've been talking about.
And last but not least, component number 3, instructions. This is basically its job description. We call it a system prompt, which is really just a fancy way of saying a set of rules. It's us telling the agent, okay, this is who you are, this is how you should act, and this is what you're supposed to do. It's its mission, if you will.
So here's the cool part. We can actually put these pieces together ourselves. Let's do it. We're going to build a super basic agent with just a brain, and then we'll plug in the memory, and you'll see just how big of a difference that makes. So let's run a little experiment. I'll tell our brain-only agent, hey, my name is Nate. And then right after I'll ask, so, what's my name? And? Nothing. It's going to say something like, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Why? Because it has zero memory of that last message. It's already forgotten.
Okay, time for an upgrade. Let's plug in that memory component we talked about. We're going to add something called a window buffer memory. Sounds technical, but all it does is remember, say, the last 5 messages. This one little change is about to give our agent the context it's been missing.
All right, memory is officially on. Let's run the exact same test. My name is Nate, followed by, what's my name? And this time, boom, your name is Nate. It works. See? The agent remembers. All of a sudden, this conversation feels so much smarter, so much more real.
So, that's a huge step forward. Our agent can chat, it can remember stuff. That's great. But right now, it's still just a chatbot. Now we get to the really exciting part. Let's give it the power to do things. This is where it goes from interesting to incredibly powerful.
This right here, this is the real game changer. We're going to give our agent tools. And with tools, we're not just building a chatbot anymore, we're building a genuine assistant that can take action in the real world, in other apps.
So what exactly is a tool? It sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's just a connection to an outside application. Think Gmail, Google Sheets, maybe your company's CRM, anything you can connect to. The agent then uses its brain to figure out, okay, based on what they're asking, which tool do I need to use to make this happen?
Okay, enough talk. Let's make this happen. We're going to give our agent its first tool right now, the power to send emails using a Gmail account.
Now pay attention, because this is where the AI's intelligence really shines. When we set up this tool for the to field in the email, we're not going to hard code an email address. No. We want the agent to figure out who to send it to all by itself.
To do that, we use this special little command. And what it does is it tells the agent, hey, use that big brain of yours, scan the user's message, pull out the email address, figure out the subject line, and write the body. It does all the heavy lifting for us.
So now if I type, hey, can you send an email to nateherc88@gmail.com and ask how he's doing? The agent follows these steps perfectly. It sees my input. Then comes the magic part, the reasoning. Its brain kicks in, analyzes my request, understands my goal, grabs the send email tool, fills in all the details it extracted, and boom, it takes action. My words just became a real email.
Okay, that's awesome. But let's be real. Typing out a full email address every single time, that's kind of a pain. We can definitely make this better. Let's level up our agent's intelligence by connecting it to some outside knowledge.
like a simple contact list.
And we're going to do that by hooking up a simple Google Sheet as a second tool. It's super basic, just 2 columns, one for name, one for email. And just like that, our agent can now look up someone's email address just by knowing their first name.
And check out the difference this makes. The old way, I had to type out the full email address. The new way, I can just say, send an email to Phil. That's it. The agent is now smart enough to go, okay, I need Phil's email. I'll use my contacts tool to find it, and then it uses the email tool to send the message. So much easier.
What you just saw happen there is huge. The agent is now using multiple tools, one after the other. It's creating a chain of actions. This is the key to everything. It's not just blindly following a command. Its brain actually reasons. It thinks, the user said Phil, but I need an email address. Oh, I have a tool for that. It goes and finds the info, and then it comes back to finish the original job. That ability to reason and chain tools is what makes these agents so unbelievably powerful.
So the big takeaway here is this. Once you get these 3 basic building blocks, brain, memory, tools, you can start building some seriously powerful assistants. And remember, this doesn't have to be a little chat window on a website. The input could come from anywhere. A message in Slack, a chat on Telegram, you could even have a voice conversation with it over the phone.
So think about where we started. We had a simple chatbot that couldn't even remember our name. And now we have a smart assistant that can use tools, access knowledge, and actually interact with the digital world for us. We've basically given AI the ability to take action. So the only question left to ask is, what are you going to build?